Let's go ahead and I'll start recording here. I'm gonna start sharing my screen with you guys. You should be able to see me still. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'll be checking it every now and then. Or you can go ahead and speak up because there's not that much people in here as well. But yeah, anyways, this is going to be about where to access the Realty One Group marketing material, branding, marketing pieces, typography, fonts, and colors, and also the Realty One Group Summit logos and email signatures. There's been a lot of information, a lot of changes happening recently, as you'll see when I log into the website. So I just want to do another video kind of over-encompassing where to access it all and have it in one video. So you're going to want to log into your Realty One Group portal. And then you're going to see the tiles here, but if you don't see this tile called brand guidelines, you're going to want to click on your apps, everything, and then you'll see you should see brand guidelines somewhere in here, and then go ahead and click on that, and it's going to open up into this area right here. Before, this was all black, and it kind of had like a drop-down menu, and it was very different, so they just updated this site with a new whole like facelift, so it's a little different, but I'll show you where to access all that stuff. So we'll go one by one here, the logo usage. So this is going to give you the rules and kind of regulations of how to use a Realty One Group logo. Right here, you'll notice how it says download logo. That's going to be just for the Realty One Group, and that's not going to have Summit. So you may not want to download these ones just yet. Well, I'll show you where to access the Summit brand ones in just a bit. But again, I want to kind of point you out to how to use the proper usage of these. They go about using the negative space. You can't have it too cramped, which way to use it, the sizing of them, and then also go ahead and see how it gives you like a secondary mark. This is a good spot though where you can grab just the icon, the one logo, because we do use that quite a bit. And if you have a marketing piece or some type of graphic design that you're working with and you don't have enough space for the whole thing, or you just individually want the logo, I know like the Instagram, for example, since a lot of the social media websites have the circle for their icon or their avatar or profile picture, you can use one logo and it fits in just right with that. They also have like the alternate icon, which is the colors inversed, so you have the gold on white instead. Here it goes a little bit more into detail of the improperties. You can't really change you don't want to change the colors of the Realty One Group logo. The Realty One Group colors are super important to the branding, and if you change that, then you lose all recognition with that as well. And also, shrinking and improper scale of it, and then also backgrounds that kind of clash with it as well. It's pretty simple. Just, I know no one really does that, but in case you're wondering, that's all right there as well. So next we'll hop into the styling resources. This is where you're going to find the typography and colors, and I'll show you what I mean by typography. So it gives you a little bit of an example of the colors they use. Obviously you have the Realty One Group Gold, the Group Black, and then the white. So three main colors of the Realty One Group. It's hard to get them confused, but they stand out and they have a lot of branding, a lot of professional recognition, especially today. Here you have the white, the gold, and the black, and these are unique to their colors. You can't just go on to a graphic design program and try to find gold or try to find black. You may be good with the white and the black, but the gold is going to be pretty unique because there's a lot that goes into it. So you want to make sure you come in here and you grab this color code right here. If you're working with another person that does your marketing for you, they'll probably ask you for the color code, and this is what this number is right here, the number sign C5A95E, all right there. And it is also caps sensitive, so you want to make sure that you do type that in or copy it appropriately. Again, those are where to find the colors. Now here's the typography, or in other words, they would be called fonts. So Realty One Group has like about 3 or 4 here, and I'll show you. This is the Museo Sans, and they also have the Museo Slab. What we use the Museo Sans quite a bit. This is going to be what you want to use. Again, a lot of it all revolves around and goes back to the proper branding of these things, because they spend a lot of time and effort to make sure that it is the same across the board. So these are the fonts right here. You kind of come down and you'll see that there's a secondary font, which is called the Freeland, which is a little bit more playful, a little bit more fun, and also this one, which we use for all caps. And so the way, if you don't know how to use this font or upload this font into a program, for example, there are different ways, but for like Word, Microsoft Word, the most used, Word program there is, you would just download these and then find the file source where they're located in, so probably in your downloads folder, and then you'll right click it, unzip, and then install. and then they'll be in your Word program. If you already have it open, you might need to close it out, then reopen it again for it to be a clean install. But that's pretty simple, just to get them in there. Once you do, then you have all access to these fonts. And this is all free to use, free for agents, and you want to make sure they're using this. Again, it comes back to a little bit more rules and regulations of fonts and stuff like that. Now this one's kind of tough, and I don't want to say you got to do it this way because I break these rules quite a bit. I don't mean to, but when you're working with graphic design, and for example, Instagram is like the small square. You only have so much room you can work with trying to fit in all this, the proper logos, the proper branding. Sometimes you gotta, mess around. I just use the same font, but maybe I'll scale it down just a bit, or maybe use not so much of a high or a thick line weight. And so I just want to make sure that I got confused. As long as it looks the same across the board. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. That was funny. As long as it looks the same across the board, and you still have to maintain that branding look. And when I get into graphic design, my mind goes somewhere else, obviously. And then again, there, make sure that it says if it looks like our brand, it feels like our brand, it probably is our brand. That's the recognition Realty One Group has, and they want to maintain that. Also, right here, you'll have the downloads for the brush strokes, the gold circles, the gold paintbrush, the foil they call it, and textures. And I use these all the time. If you see me on the Instagram or on our Facebook page, this is what I'm using. So feel free to grab these, use them. Don't reinvent the wheel if it's already created for you, and just take them. And if you see something that I do and you guys want to use it for yourself, feel free just to snag it. It's all about sharing, especially with us. We want to make sure that we prosper together. And then that's pretty much where that's it right there. I'm going to back up just a bit, go back to the home page, and then we'll get into the social assets. Now, this is really cool. What this page does is Realty One Group actually created a whole bunch of pre-existing marketing pieces for you guys. So if you wanted to snag this for holidays, for example, or for other important days, you can totally use it, grab it from here, and you don't have to worry about making your own thing, or the day of, go, oh man, I forgot to do something for Memorial Day, for example, or Veterans Day. You'll see what I mean. Here's just some generic branding, what they have here, zero bull crap. Everyone wins, number one. You guys use this for your own marketing, especially if you want to promote yourself with the Realty One Group brand. That's one thing like a lot of new agents would do is if they don't have so much rapport in a certain marketing area or their farm, and they definitely ride off they leverage the Realty One Group stuff to their example. You could totally grab them here, like 1 billion in sales volume. You're a part of this brokerage that makes sure you succeed and is nationally known. Again, when I want to make sure I come back into the holidays, for example, here you have Memorial Day. So you have these marketing pieces already made out that you can throw on your social media. It has the branding, has the Realty One Group logos, the Realty One Group colors, and it has it all here, all for you right here. I really like the MLK Day one. That's pretty awesome. I would say though, if you're going to use these pieces, make sure that you use the image, but when you write something out for the verbiage, that you kind of think about it for a bit, and it comes from your heart, because you don't want to throw something out there that's just like a boilerplate, generic type message, that just makes it seem like you're a brand and you're just trying to save face. Millennials, especially these days, they'll read in between the lines, for example, and they'll see, if they just see a picture and what looks like copy pasted words, then it's going to actually be a detriment to you. So you want to make sure that you spend the 5 minutes just to think about what you're posting, and if you want to post about it, and then have some kind words to go with it as well. That's where you'll find all this right here. And it keeps going. You'll have more options. You have birthdays, recruiting, just for fun, overlays, things like that. It's all right here. It's all for our agents to use. See that? All right here. It's pretty cool. And if you're using this for like folders and stuff, gives you that professional edge. So now we get into the important things, or probably what everyone is wondering, is where to access the Realty One Group Summit branded material. And what you're going to want to do is actually click on affiliates assets. And it's funny, it brings you back to their old webpage, or their old stuff, but I guess is, right, why invent the wheel if it's already here? And I guess that's where all the affiliates go to. So there's a lot of live links in here, so it's probably pretty complicated. But all you got to do is you click that link. It's going to take you to the affiliate logos kit. And since we're Realty One Group Summit, you just type in Summit right there in the blank box. Go ahead and hit enter. And it's going to give you the instructions and all that. Or pretty much what you want to do here is you'll see that it says your DBA. That actually is going to be Summit. and it has, the Realty One Group with the white background, with the black background, if it's black and gray, if it's just without the icon, no background, transparent background, all right there in this logo kit. Again, just download it, find it where it's at, and unzip it. While it's in your downloads folder, you can go ahead and move it to your pictures or wherever you want it to be, and you'll have access for it right there. And that way you can overlay it on your marketing pieces and have that branding for you. Here's where you're going to find the email signature. This is the important one, and I talk about this a lot because how important it is. When you have your emails, you want to make sure that you have the Realty One Group Summit branding with you, and you also want to make sure that you have the proper information, your license number, your realtor, title, things like that. So you'll come in here, you'll click download signature, and what you'll do is actually highlight this, and you'll click copy, and you'll come into your email, whichever email you have. I use Google Gmail. I think a lot of people use Gmail these days. And but I see AOL, Yahoo, and Live.com. So I'm not sure what those settings are, but usually all emails have a spot for your settings, and you'll come down here and where you can edit your signature. As you see, I already have it right here, but if you didn't, you would just highlight everything, or if you didn't have anything, and you just paste it in there. And it's going to give you a where I lost it. Let's see. There we go. So it's going to give you a templated format. You'll see it says like first name, last name. They made it super easy for everyone. All you got to do is just start backspacing and plugging in your information, and you'll have that email signature for you. Title, address, city, state. You just plug in your license number, the location of the office, whichever one you want to work out of, Ventura or whatever you want it to be. They already have the stats for you down there, so they made it super simple. You would just click settings and save, and then it will be there. So that's where you do the email signature and how you do that. So once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. There's some folders for you right here that you can use. If you have marketing material that you give out to your pre-listing or pre-marketing or pre-buying or listing appointment, buying appointments, things like that, you can use that right here. And again, this is more social media creative stuff, flyer creatives. Pretty much, if you need anything for the Realty One Group Summit stuff, you're going to find it right here. Cool little video intro as well if you want to throw that in there. If you're making videos, kind of make it stand apart, make you look more professional, make you look, what you're doing. It's all right there for the access. I have a chat. I'm going to break into the chat here in just a second. Let's see here. Yeah, Nicole, so if you were able to get into your desktop, then you don't need to do it again for your mobile. It should just carry over. Is that the issue you're having? So I'm having trouble with my iPhone and the signature matching up. Was able to get it in the desktop, no problem. If I try to copy and paste it doesn't paste correctly. Do you mean that when you view it in desktop, it looks good, but then when you see it in iPhone, it kind of looks a little off?
Yeah, like doesn't transfer over into my iPhone correctly. And then like I went to a sent email that I sent from my desktop and just tried to copy and paste it into the iPhone. And then it doesn't match up, like it doesn't copy the colors or anything over.
That's
and it's it funny, like it's off center with the side banner.
Okay, let me, I'm not sure why it's doing that, but I'll go ahead and write that down, and I'll look into it myself, and then I'll let you know what it looks like. But if you don't mind sending me an email, my email is john@rogsummit.com, just so I can see as well what's going on.
Okay, I'll send you one from my phone and then one from the desktop or whatever linked together so you can see.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And so I'll go ahead and continue on just to be here. There's not much left here. As a matter of fact, that may just be it all. Oh, yeah. So everything else here, even recruiting campaigns, which you don't got to worry about. Office branding, that's going to be for, if you have your own office, you want like, Realty One Group banners and material they have there. But, right here in the business essentials, you do get to look at their regular email signatures. You want to do that, but you do have letterheads and then presentations for closers. It's all pretty much what they had in the affiliate section, but this isn't affiliated to Summit. So you want to make sure that you come back and you go into the affiliate section and grab it all from the appropriate place right there. But that's pretty much where you find everything that is Realty One Group branded. You're gonna have, so we talked about your logos, where to access that, the colors, topography, the fonts, the social media marketing material, access for video library. I don't think we got them there actually. This is just videos that they've used for like their Instagram and their Facebook. It's all right here. Unbrokering ads, events, testimonials. You can just use that for yourself for a listing presentation. Again, what you can use this for is just saying, you know, I'm backed by this super professional brokerage that's nationally known. It's won awards. This is the brokerage I choose to work for because I'm super professional. You know, if you need to build that rapport right there, you can use this. And the videos is a huge help for that. But pretty much for the most part, that is going to be the base of this video, the base of this Tech Tuesday class today. To sum it up, where to access it, how to access it, how to use it, and where to do the changings for the signature as well. I know I do talk about this quite a bit, but it's one of those things where I do have a lot of agents still come to me and say, hey, where do I get this? Where do I get this at? Which I have no problem with, but I just want to make sure that I know that I'm putting it out there for agents to easily find out how to do that. And then I'll go ahead and open it up for questions.